Mercree, and I'm so excited to be here today with Steffani LeFevour. Hi, Steffani.
Hi, Rod.
Hi. Steffani is the founder and CEO of My Happi Life, which is spelled with an I, just like her name. She's head of her own production company called Positive Focus Productions, which is an event planning company. She's also the director of happiness at LifeBook Chicago and a lifelong fitness enthusiast and instructor. What a fun bunch of jobs!
I know. I thought I had my dream job when I was working at a health club for many years. I've been working at a health club for 20 years, and I just thought I will never find a better job. I was running the pools and working with kids, and then I left that dream job for my other dream job, which is doing some happiness coaching and working at LifeBook, which they gave me the title Director of Happiness. I mean, I didn't even ask for that, and I was like, woohoo, this life keeps getting better.
Yeah. That's exciting. So,
Yeah.
so tell me about My Happi Life. What impelled you to start this business, and what do you do?
So I started My Happi Life because I really have been a happiness coach all my life, I would say. My two sisters might not agree with that, but they are probably my best clients. So I think I have always been doing that, like kind of coaching my friends and the positive one who's always looking for, the bright side and looking for the silver lining in the cloud. So I've been doing it so long, and I did start my own personal development business hosting speakers and authors and teachers in Chicago. And anytime I was around my circle of friends in this world, they were like, why aren't you doing your own thing? Why aren't you doing your own thing? And we go and see speakers, and they go, teach those workshops. Why aren't you doing it on a bigger scale? And I have this coach, but you've coached me better. So, finally you have to listen to those nudges, as I'm sure you have too. And you start doing it yourself. So a couple of years ago, I started My Happi Life, and I do one-on-one coaching for women. I really focus on helping busy women transform their limiting beliefs and therefore transform their relationships so that they can live happier on a daily basis. I focus on, the internal dialogue and struggle that we have going on in our head that limits us from anything, and focus on the really law of attraction mastery, like focusing on what we want so that we can see more of that and create more of what we want and live happier on a daily basis, find more bliss, find more joy along the journey. Yeah. And I love doing that. Like, now that I'm doing my own thing, it's more important to me than anything. I love it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. So tell me, what do you think is like the number one tip to living a happy life?
It's a good question. I would say, we all have like happiness set points. Like, I'd say I'm a naturally happy person. I'm sure you are too.
I am too.
Just getting to know you, totally.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of work that I've done to master my own happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would say the number one tip is to really take responsibility and know that we are in charge of our own happiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you know that you're responsible for your own happiness and you don't put it outside of yourself anywhere, then it's your job to safeguard your happiness.
Yeah.
So what do you need to do to be happier? What do you need to do to have a happy day? Like, what do you need to do to set up your morning so that your day is set up for success? Like, when we take control of our happiness, then we're more empowered. We can find more daily happiness. Everything just starts going down, in the flow of happiness. When we don't even take responsibility for it and we think it's outside of ourselves and we're blaming other people, I don't think it's easy to find happiness. So I'd say that's the one tip, is really take responsibility and then safeguard your happiness. And I love to teach my clients really like a lot of tips and tools to get them there. So that whole concept is great, right? Okay, well, yeah, so we should take responsibility for our own happiness and safeguard our own happiness. Okay, how do I do that?
Right.
So one tool that I love to teach my clients, and most of them find it really transformational, is to create like a happy list. Like, when I'm really happy, what are those things that I'm doing in the day? So I did this for myself many years ago, and I created a big happy list. So my day is happy and my life is happy when I am exercising, when I get outside, when I'm in the sun, when from big things to small things. So when I'm traveling, I'm really happy. But I can't do that every day, right? But when I drink green tea, I'm really happy. I can do that every day. When I drink a lot of water, I'm happier. When I connect with my husband, I'm happier. When I spend quality time with my kids, I'm happy. When I listen to personal development work, when I listen to great music, so there's a huge list of 15 or 20 things, and my list is going to look different from everyone else's.
Right.
My best friend's list has a lot of reading blogs and online shopping and looking at fashion, and I'm not interested in that. If I do that, I'm like not happy. Yeah. I'm not happy at all. So my happy list looks very different. And if I focus on my happy list, I'll notice that in a day when I'm feeling really in a funk and not feeling good, it's because I've done next to nothing on that list. So I stop with that and I safeguard my happiness, and I do as many things on that list as I can do. So I can immediately get outside, breathe in the fresh air, I can put on a piece of music, I can call a friend, I can make a cup of green tea, and pretty soon I'm back on track with those things that make me happy. So, taking responsibility and then safeguarding our own happiness, realizing what it is, and making it a priority. Like my mornings keep ever evolving into a happier, healthier morning. And even 5 years ago, my happy, healthy morning was maybe, get up and brush my teeth and go work out. And now it's like I wake up, I drink lemon water, I take some supplements, I work out, I have a green smoothie, I meditate, I see my daughter before lunch. It's like, boom, it's like jam-packed with all these things that really make me happy and make me feel so happy and healthy inside and out. And so, it's my responsibility. And so my days are amazing. I feel great all the time, and I'm really happy. And it's not, smoke and mirrors. It's really just, I've set myself up for that. Yeah. So, and we all can take responsibility and do that, right?
I agree. And it's just this conscious awareness and choosing to take the time and put in the effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's really what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your answers. I think those are sometimes the best tips are simple,
Yeah.
And they're obvious in theory, but if we don't do them, it doesn't matter. We have to put the time and the effort in.
Yeah. Awareness is the key, like you said, awareness is the fast track to freedom. Like once we are aware that we're not happy, once we're aware that we are responsible for it, then we can make those changes and be really happy and get really happy. When we're just sitting there going, no, I'm just not happy. I mean, I have people tell me every day, like, oh, I need you. I just don't. I'm in such a funk. I'm so negative. Like, I am so resentful, and I'm so angry all the time. And I'm like, okay, we got a lot of work to do. But, first and foremost, you have to know that you're there and know how you can, to get out of anywhere, you have to know where you are. So you have to know where you are, and awareness is the key.
I love your idea, too, of having a happy list. So you have this list. These are all the things that could make me happy. All right, I don't feel happy. Let's look at my list.
Yeah, totally.
And like you said, safeguard your time.
Yeah, it can shift you instantly, And usually we're not happy because we're doing a bunch of things and we're thinking a bunch of things that don't make us happy. Yep. So shift to that happy list. And, at first when I made that, I had to focus on it a lot. I had to look at it and go, oh, wait, and remind myself of things that made me happy. Now, it's like my day is set up with a lot of things, but I'll still notice that, just a few weeks ago, I took my daughter with me. She's 3, and we were kind of running some errands, like mistake number 1. Yeah. A 3-year-old, like at lunchtime, who just stopped napping, bring her with you to run a bunch of errands at like Costco and like Target and groceries. And my husband was with my son somewhere, and I was with my daughter Zoe, and we're running these errands, and I'm hungry, she's hungry, she's tired, I'm like getting nothing done in these stores because I'm like trying to entertain her the whole time, and she's like wanting to buy a bunch of different things that she doesn't need, and like I'm seriously thinking like I'm in hell. Like I was having an awful day. Yeah. And I was like texting my husband and I said, remind me never to take Zoe with me to run all these errands, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, no, wait a minute. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not at all. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of my happiness.
Yeah.
I made a choice to bring her with me. And so, and I should take responsibility for this. So first and foremost, I stopped what I was doing and I was like, okay, we need to shake this off. I went and got us some food. We just stopped in the middle of any shopping. I wasn't like, I'm going to grab those 7 extra things. No. Stopped, got out of there, went and got some food, listened to some music. I like cuddled and snuggled on her. And I was like, okay, I'm back. I was back. Yeah. But, still, I can get myself in a funk and be like, ugh, this day is new. And then you can get yourself out of it because you just focus on those things that are on your, happy list, like eating, and eating regularly and healthy is on my happy list. Otherwise, I'm a cranky, hangry person, right?
Yeah. It's self-care items, too, that you're talking about that they do make or break your day. Yeah. And you're right. We're responsible for caring for ourselves. And in your case, also, to a certain degree, for your child. But we're responsible. Nobody's going to come in and go, wait. I know you're in Target. You should stop now and leave and go get some food. Yeah. No one's going to do that. You have to be the one to say, wow, I got to listen to my body and my heart and spirit and all of that. That's saying, wow, I need to find happiness now. Mm-hmm. I do think, too, when we make that shift, like how you shifted, we change our inner chemistry, we change our brain chemicals, and then we go into a positive day. Totally. Yeah. And the happiest people that we know are happy because they're doing what they love all the time. Mm-hmm. That's why they're happy. They live where they want to live. They're with the people they want to be with. They do the majority of their day. They do what they love. That doesn't mean they don't work. Mm-hmm. Like we can also find work that's fulfilling and that we love. Yep. And or if that much of your day was filled up with something, you fill the rest of it with stuff that really lights you up inside. Mm-hmm. I still think we should all work in things that we love because there's no, you can't just take out 80% of your day and think that you're going to be miserable at that, but happy at the rest. So, you have to find ways to love every aspect of your life and everything that you're in or make improvements towards each of those along the way. I agree, and we spend so much of our time working. If we're able to find something that we love or that feels fulfilling, I think that's just a huge, huge game changer. Yeah, that's a big aspect of our life, yeah. Yeah. Great. Well, so I'd love to ask you one of the warm and fuzzy questions I like. Warm and fuzzy, right? Yeah. Which is, when in your life has kindness touched your heart? Ooh, when has kindness touched my heart? I was recently doing an interview and this story came up about my grandparents and it just like popped in my head again because it's a lot about kindness. We had my grandparents, my grandma was ill and she was 85 but she was ill and we had a caregiver taking care of her and they just were the most it was a Filipino woman and she was the most caring and kind and loving person they'd ever met, like just by nature. Yeah. She just took such great care of them to the extent my grandparents' house caught on fire, and she'd always met the neighbors. This woman who was taking care of her, she'd met the neighbors and they always said, "Let us know if you need anything. Let us know if you need anything." And when my grandma was sick and my grandma and grandpa were in the house and the house caught on fire, she literally saw like smoke like billowing up through the basement. And she ran in, grabbed my grandma, came running outside carrying her and said, "Neighbors, we need you." And the neighbors came running from everywhere and like helped get my grandpa out of the house and got my grandma out of the house and got the dog out of the house and like saved everyone's life essentially. Just because these neighbors were all there just to help. And this woman was the most kind and generous, loving spirit I'd ever known. So talk about kindness. Oh my God, it saved my grandparents' life. So the house was ruined, but it doesn't matter.
their lives were saved. So it's a beautiful story of kindness.
Wow. That's amazing too, when people do still live in neighborhoods like that, you know, where they have like that support system of neighbors. We don't all have that anymore. Sometimes, some of us do, but
yeah, I just moved to that because I didn't really have it in the city, and we just moved back to the suburbs and to the suburb where my grandparents were, and that's what it's like there. Just, you know, neighbors helping neighbors. And now on this new block that I just moved to, they have this amazing lemonade stand every year. A lemonade stand. It sounds like nothing. It's hundreds and hundreds of people come, and they've raised over $100,000 at this lemonade stand.
Wow.
For the last 10 years. They do it every year on September 11th because they want to focus on that, and it's about kids helping kids and talk about kindness. Like, I wanted to move to a town and to a street where I was surrounded by other like-minded people who wanted to do good in this world, you know, who wanted to you know, be happy and healthy and support and love each other. And I found this block, like, I struck gold. I mean, they're all very philanthropic, and they're all out to help each other. It's a very beautiful community. So it's amazing to surround yourself with that, so you can create more of it in your life.
That's wonderful. I think now, too, with the internet and technology the way it is, we can find that. You know, like you and I, we can find like-minded people virtually, too, even if we're isolated geographically, which is nice. Yeah. So this is kind of a fun question. If you could go back in time and give your 18-year-old self some single piece of advice, or tell your 18-year-old self something, what would it be?
That's good. No, I think when I was 18, I was still a pretty positive person. But I was still so caught up in all the, you know, the drama and the, you know, I would miss something important because I had to be at that because that person was going to be there, or, you know, all that silly stuff. I think I would just tell myself to focus on what I loved, you know, to really focus on what I want, and to let all the other stuff fall away because it's not as important. And when soon after I was 18, I mean, in my early 20s, I started really focusing on what made me happy. And that unfolded into this ideal career and this dream job. And so from doing that, everything has led up to what I now do in my life, you know? So I think I would say to my 18-year-old self, just like, do what you love, you know, focus on what makes you happy, and just don't get caught up in all the other stuff.
I like that. I like that. Well, so where can our viewers find more of you and all of your awesome wisdom?
Thanks. At myhappylife.com. It's happy with an I, so it's myhappilife.com. And you can sign up for my newsletter. I do a weekly video, just a 1 or 2 minute video on Get Happy Now tips. So it's just little things that we can do to focus on our daily happiness. So yeah, come to the website, or you can sign up for a free coaching call too. I really love to help people just shift like a limiting belief or something in their life that is holding them back. You know, when we have one big stressor or one big negative thought, limiting beliefs, it's like, well, you know, I can't have that because of this, or this person is getting in my way, or these things are why I can't have. That's what I love to do. That's my specialty. I love to help people out of that. Yeah.
Awesome. I need to sign up for your list and see your videos.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited to check them out.
Yeah. And when you sign up for my list, I have just a little welcome thank you video. That's the 4 simple steps to manifest anything.
Cool.
And that is like my favorite thing to talk about in the world. So we'll have to talk again, and we'll do some of that stuff. So I love that work too, and I know that's totally aligned with what you teach and what you do. So
very much so. Very much so. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Steffani, so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was awesome for you to take time out of your busy day and talk with us.
Yeah, and get out and soak up some of that sun for me. 'Cause it's not sunny here in Chicago, so you'll have to get that. That's on my One Life's, great list. That's on my happy list, so go do that for me.
I love that. Thank you all for watching. I'm Amy Leigh Mercree, and this is Steffani LeFevour. Remember to live joy, be kind, and love unconditionally, today and every day.